Tom here. I got something a little different for you today. We're going to be replacing the headlight on a Mule 600 610. This is a 2011 or 2012 model. I don't know, this is my work utility vehicle, so I'm not entirely sure what year it is, but it's one of those two. This guide should work for any Mule 600 or 610 between 2010 and 2016. So I know this isn't biology, but I tried to look up, a quick little text guide on how to get into this headlight unit, and I could not find anything. It's an overly complicated process. It's not difficult, but there's way too many steps for what it is, considering I can reach into the wheel well of my Jeep and just turn it eighth of a turn, pull the headlight out, pop it out, put a new one in, put it back in, and turn it, and that's it. And it takes about 15 minutes to get into this with a Phillips head screwdriver and a ratchet. And it's all proprietary contacts in there. So, well, let's get to it, and you too can have a new headlight in your Mule. Alrighty, as you can see here, it's a Mule 600. I'm not lying. And I've got the wheel pulled off right now. You can see her back there. You don't have to do that to get at this, but I did it so that you can see it in the video. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So you're going to need three things. You're going to need an 8mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver. I think this is a P2, medium size or large will work. And you're going to need a spare bulb, which I don't have, but I'm going to show you how to do this anyway. The first step is you're going to want to pull this Phillips head screw down here, this Phillips head screw up here, and this Phillips head screw over here. Right, once you've got all three of those Phillips head screws out, the whole fixture just comes right out the fender, and you can get at all the good electronic bits. But first, you got to take your 8mm socket, and you got to pull this suspension bolt on this side. Try not to knock the bushing out. And this one on the other side. Each one of those have a bushing inside of a rubber seal, so just be sure to keep those in. Once you have that, this internal unit can pull up and out. Except you also have a retained suspension bolt, a spring-loaded retained suspension bolt up in here that you've got to loosen. There's about 5/8 of an inch of thread on this. You want to back it out to about 1/8 of an inch, and then you'll be able to get all up inside of there. So that's a Phillips head screw. Just take that and until you get it to about that length, then you should have enough clearance. Now you're going to want to pull the lighting housing up. You're going to want to pull this harness out of the back of your running light. Come on now, don't fight me. And then if you're replacing the running light, it's just as simple as pulling that, popping the bulb out, putting the new one in, putting her back in. And if you're like me and you're replacing the headlight, you then have to go through the additional step of disconnecting this harness on the back of this light. That way, if you want, you can just take this whole unit out and go work on it somewhere else. But I'm in front of a camera, so I'm not going to do that. Alright, next thing, you see this rubber boot in here on the back of the headlight? You're going to want to grab this tab, pull it up, and then you're going to want to turn it inside out and get it out of your way. And that's individually sealed around each wire, so it's not coming off. Now, see this headlight connector down in here? It's spring loaded. You're going to want to push it down about 1/8 of an inch and turn it counterclockwise about 1/16 of a turn, and that'll release this whole connector harness boot assembly off of the thing. I'll just set that somewhere for a minute. Now you can finally get at the headlight. The headlight is set down in here, and you just gotta wiggle it out, and there's your headlight. Now, if you had a new headlight, you would put the new headlight in, but I don't, so I'm just gonna stick this back in for now. What you do with that is, you see this little metal tab right here? You're gonna wanna line that up straight on with the top of the fixture. Otherwise it won't sit in right, your contacts will be in a different place. Make sure that settles down in there, you shouldn't have any play. Then get your contact back out. Line your tab on your boot up so that it's facing outward from the midline of the vehicle. It may not be mirrored on the other side. I guess it's probably not, but you know, you'll figure it out. You're smart. You want to set that back in there because you have only 2 contacts, so if you put it on wrong, since you have 3 of these little plugs that won't go in right, just line it up, push it down, turn it 1/16 of an inch, or 1/16 of a turn. There you go. Now take your boot, peel her back down, slide her back into place, and make sure she's sealed. You don't want water getting in there. Kawasaki sure as hell didn't want water getting in there, otherwise they wouldn't have made this dang thing so complicated. Now that you got that done, you're going to want to reconnect your harness for your headlight. And you're going to want to reconnect the harness for your running light. Once you got that done, you're going to want to make sure that you stuff all of this back in here into the fixture. Or you want to make sure that you line that bin back up in here above this part of the suspension, or it won't seal up properly. I want to push this back in. Alright, my camera battery died at some point there, so I'm just going to redo it from the suspension. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put these 2 8mm suspension bolts back in. Like that. Once again, try not to lose your bushings. You don't want to torque these down very hard because this is a lateral suspension system, so that when your headlight takes an impact, this spring down here absorbs the impact and it rotates on these 2 bolts. And then you don't break this housing. Except, I don't know why the heck you need that when it's mounted in this giant plastic fender that I can, you know, bend a good like 3 inches inward. And this is a clamshell light on top of, or clamshell cover on top of a reflector inside of another plastic housing mounted with 3 screws into more plastic. So, I don't know what, but Kawasaki really did not want you breaking these light housings. They also really did not want you getting into these light housings to fix them. Once again, don't torque them, because it's got to be able to rotate. But that's what the bushing's for, so it should be alright regardless. Just get them hand tight. And next thing you want to do is you want to tighten down this spring down here. Once you start getting close to that point, you'll feel the spring start to bottom out right about there. See, that's what we're looking for thread-wise. Alrighty, now make sure you haven't kinked up your light up here, which I think I have. And then you're going to want to just pop her back in the fender. Put your Phillips head screws back in. You might want to use a stubby screwdriver for that one when you're tightening it. You don't have a lot of clearance for your hand on a screwdriver this long. Last thing you got to do, stick this last Phillips head screw in. And this one has a little stepped washer here that centers it in the plastic. So make sure you line that up. There you go. You have replaced the headlight in your Mule 600 or 610. Thank you for watching. This is Tom's Biological Videography. If you like this kind of content, don't subscribe because I'm probably not going to do anything like this again. But if you like, you know, like birds and bugs and stuff, just go on down there and hit that subscribe button, because I might post something sometime in the future, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a schedule. I just do this sort of stuff as, I have, video content to post. So, come on, just go. Just touch it. It's right down there. Hit that subscribe button. You see that little sunbitch there? That is a Coastal Plains river cooter. Pseudonymes Coccinia floridiana. It's the only one at Roxbury Park, and he sits in that same spot on that log every day when it's cold. And he will not let me take photos of him. I just had to set this camera up, walk clear around the whole other side of the pond, and come up through the woods to my camera on the tripod, crawl on my belly up behind this pine tree right in front of me, between me and him, and turn my camera on so that I could get a little video of him. I really do not like this guy. I like turtles, and I like river cooters, and I like Coastal Plains cooters, but I don't like this guy. He's an asshole. Literally the second I turn the recording off to take some photos, she hopped down there in the water. Like the second.